So remember, last week we did the graphs, and from the graphs we're able to determine where sine positive, where cos positive, where tan positive, right? Right. And there was something you would have done at CSEC to determine how to get the angles in any other quadrant. Anybody remember that? Well, kind of. So the first value, to get your value in your first quadrant, that comes straight from a calculator, right? So for example, let's say I ask you to solve something like this, right? For example, if I said to solve, let's do something simple. Sine theta is equal to a half between 0 and 2 pi, right? I like to do the, because we know the graph so good, I want to show you where all the answers come from, right? So watch this here. And that's the graph of sine theta between 0 and 2 pi. Yeah? No? Yeah? Nice. So when they say sine theta is a half, here's a half, right? When they say sine theta is a half, you're looking for where the line is a half and the curve cuts each other. And it would recognize that they cut at 2 points. They cut at this point here and this point here. How do I get those two values? To get those two values, here what you just do. To get the first value, you just simply go to calculator and you find sine inverse a half. Okay? Go to calculator, find sine inverse a half, that'll give you your first value. So your first value comes from the calculator. Go to your calculator, what is sine inverse a half? You should know, you should not go to the calculator with this value. Don't go to your calculator then and tell me what is the value. Pi on 6. So the value is pi on 6. Right? So the first answer is pi on 6. All right, now a little small here online. I thought it's zoom in there. Right? Olia, any ideas how to get this value here? Huh? How to get this value here? Here to here is pi on 6, right? All right, now a little small, right? Let me just bring it. Here to here is pi on 6. So how much is here to here? Here to here is pi on 6. This is a nice symmetrical curve. So here to here is pi on 6 as well, right? So how do I get this value here if this value is pi? Sorry, pi on 2. Oh, sorry. I thought no. Right? So I am trying to get the two. Oh gosh. I am trying to get the two solutions when sine theta is a half. So I draw the line, y is a half, and I draw sine theta. Where they meet is the answer. I showed you how to get the first answer straight from the calculator. Okay? My question is how to get the second answer. Okay. Right? And I was trying to show you that this curve symmetrical. Okay? Right. Right. So this space here is pi on 6. This space is also pi on 6. So in order to get this value here, all I have to do is take pi on 2 and minus pi on 6. Right? And you may remember it like this. You may remember it as to get the value in the second quadrant, you take pi on 2 and you minus theta. Remember that? Yeah. To get the value in the third quadrant, what you do? You take pi on 2 and you mean add theta. Yeah. And here is what? 2 pi minus theta. Right? But the next way you can do it is this, right? So you take pi on theta, you take pi. Pi. Yeah, pi. Sorry. Right? This value here is pi. I rush a step there. This value is pi. Right? So therefore, to get this second value, right, I made a mistake there. To get this second value is pi. Minus pi on 6. So we end up with pi on 6 and pi on 6. That's okay? I remember that? Yeah? Samira? No? Right? So to get the value here, pi minus theta, pi plus theta here, 2 pi minus theta. Right? Remember, if sign positive here and positive here, it's negative here and here. Remember that?
Yeah.
If tan positive here and here, negative here and here.
Yeah.
Cos positive here.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll just try to show you where this formula came from, right? Where this pi on theta came from. Right? This distance and this distance is the same. So in order to get this value here, just minus pi on 6 from pi. Okay, that's technically where it came from. Okay? Right? So graphically, I like to show you where these things came from, right? What about if we had something like this? Are you okay with that? In fact, let's do one more easy one. Try that fast there. Try that there fast. Sin theta is equal to minus a half now. Ready? Well, right there is this whole thing.
I think you know you know.
Right, yeah. So the problem here is that sign is negative here and here. Okay, so therefore the values are going to use a what? Can I go to the calculator and just find sine inverse negative a half? No.
Yeah.
No, right? You can't do that. What you have to do now is to get the values here and here. So what you just normally do is come to the side, right? And find a value for sine inverse positive a half. and you'll get back what we have there, pi on 6. And then use that pi on 6 here and here. Right? So that'll be pi plus pi on 6 and
2 pi minus pi on 6.
and 2 pi minus pi on 6. Again, graphically, it looks like this. Graphically, it looks like this. Negative a half is down here. So you're going to get 2 answers down there. Right? So the reason I show you the graph first is for you to see all these things graphically. Right? So your final answer here is 7 pi on 6 and 11 pi on 6. Now to complicate things slightly. Suppose I said to solve sine 2 theta, same sine 2 theta is a half, between 0 and 2 pi. How many answers are we going to get?
4.
Why you say 4?
That's 2 times 2.
Means 4, but why?
But they have 2.
Anybody can tell me why I'm gonna get 4? Why? And then you're getting 3 numbers. Huh? But you can't open it. You can't open it up. Well, lock on it. Yeah.
It's 2 theta and 1 theta have 2 values.
1 theta is not 2, but why?
Because you have 2 plus 16.
I want to hear something else based on what you learned yesterday.
I just learned nothing yesterday. Yeah, really.
Well,
After
right, very good, very good. Right? So 2 theta means that the period is pi. Right? 2 theta means that the period is pi. So between 0 and 2 pi, you have 2 cycles. So when I say sine theta is a half, you're going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So you're going to get 4 answers.
Sir, what is the between pi and
Don't make any sense. That's all.
Sir, when they say pi
0 and pi,
0, yeah.
then they will only have 2 answers. And I'll show you how to get them, right? So you're going to get 2 theta is equal, yeah, it's based on the domain you're working with, based on the range you're working with. Domain. Sine 2 theta is sine inverse a half, right? So what you say? How am I going to get 1, 2, 3, 4? Right? Remember, this is the graph for sine 2 theta. So here's how we're getting it. 2 theta is equal to sine inverse a half. I know the first answer that's here. I work it out already, pi on 6. Second answer is here. I work it out already. That was 5 pi on 6. How am I getting these 2 answers? Well, if you watch closely, right? Right? If you look closely, you will observe that from here to here, that is a whole cycle length. So that's 2 pi later down the road. So all I have to do is add 2 pi. Right? And it comes to this value here. A whole cycle later, right? Y'all see enough? So I'm going to take 5 pi on 6 and add 2 pi. Right? So that's why whenever you have more than one revolution, you just add in 2 pi to your answers. So at 2 theta, at 2 theta, your 4 answers are pi on 6, 5 pi on 6. This is 12 and 1, 13 pi on 6. And this is 12 and 5, 17 pi on 6. Right? So these are your 4 solutions at 2 theta. So at theta, you have to divide everything by 2. So you will get pi on 6, pi on 12, 5 pi on 12, 13 pi on 12, 17 pi on 12. Add 2 pi. If it's 3 theta, you add it 3 times. If it's 4 theta, you add it 4 times. You add in 2 pi, and then you add 2 pi again, and 2 pi again. Right? And this is the reason why. Okay? That's why I wanted to learn graphically how to draw these things, right? So, Huh? Come back, come on. Come again. Back, come on. Come on. Are you okay with that? You're okay with how to solve questions like that? Right, so you're paying attention to two things. You're paying attention to number of revolutions, right? For the period and the range they give, the domain they give in. That's okay? Suppose the domain was 0 to pi. Then I don't want these two answers. Okay? I only want the first two answers. All right? So you gotta look out for those things. Then someone what to do. Come on, answer two again. 8 answer, okay? Every 2 pi is supposed to get 2 answers. If it's 4 pi, it's 4. 4 pi will take the 8. No, we didn't. This is still form 5. What? You all do this in form 5? Right? Let me give you one more like this, and then I will give you. We'll take a look at the identities and then put them together. Identity. Right? Remember it's about 13 identities? 13. 13. And then that's 1.5. Then you have 8 more. Come back. Next one. Right? I don't want to see you all do have to give me the graphical solution, right? But it'll be nice if you can have an idea what you're doing, right? So let me switch it up a little bit and let's try number 3. This time I'm asking you to solve. I'm not making it difficult at all. Cos 1/2 theta, right? Let's use a value that we know, right? We know root 3 and 2. Between 0 and 2 pi. Right? That symbol means between 0 and 2 pi. Oh no, that's out. Go ahead. We'll go like that. All right. So, so let's come on. All right. So, what you all got for this one? How many answers you got?
One.
One? Right? I'm going to show you next week to guide you how to, guide you how to get your answer. Answer. Right. So what you say? 1/2 theta is equal to cos inverse root 3 on 2. Right? Without doing it graphically, here's what you need, right? This here is the range between 0 and 2 pi for theta. I want all the values for half theta. So I can find a half of theta. Here will be 0, here will be pi. So what this telling me is that I can only take answers for half theta between 0 and pi. That's okay? So instead of drawing it, I can just use this. Right? So it means that when I come here to work out a half theta, I can only take answers between 0 and pi. Right? Cos inverse root 3 on 2, that is pi on 6. Yeah? Pi on 6, right? Where is cos positive again? Fourth quadrant, which is 2 pi minus pi on 6. But do I want that? No. I can't use this answer. Outer range. Right? So now all I can work with is this. So multiply both sides by 2. Theta would be pi on 3. That's the only answer. Victoria, trouble? Sorry, guys, follow up?
What's that name?
No degrees. You had to work in radian. No. Working radian all the time. Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
Tamika, follow this. You sure? Everybody okay with that? You done? Online? Are you okay with that?
What's that name?
Fine. And everybody okay with that? So you have to pay attention to your right? Pay attention to the domain for theta, real important, right? So watch, if you were to write this, you know that wrong, right? If you were to write the second value, work it out here and then disregard it, that's wrong, right? Okay? And the reason it's wrong is because for half theta, this value doesn't belong in the range. This value that doesn't belong in the range. Okay? All right? Copy down someone already. Right? Before I could officially give you a question, we had to go over all the identities. Okay? I don't want to give you one here and I can't solve it because you don't remember the identity. Anybody right answer? Right answer? Okay, all right. Let's try this one here. Sorry. Excuse me. Something going to so much. Right. Make it full now. Okay. But
like this.
all right, online. All here still? All right. I'm not sure if you all hearing me, right? But I'm going to do the work in here. Move across the tree. You all hearing online? Move across the tree. And then move across the 4. Right? And then you have to find tan 2 theta is tan inverse 1. Tan inverse 1, remember, this is the range for 0 to 2 pi is a pi, right? So for 2 theta, you multiply everything by 2 and you get 4 pi, right? So all your values between 0 and 4 pi. So tan inverse 1 is pi on 4, right? That's here. Third quadrant is pi plus pi on 4. And then, because it's a next revolution again, adding 2 pi and adding 2 pi. So that will be 2 pi plus pi on 4. Add 2 pi here again. This is 5, right? So it's 2 pi plus 5 pi on 4. Right? So for 2 theta is pi on 4, 5 pi on 4, and 8 on 1, 9 pi on 4. And the next one is 8 on 5, 13 pi on 4. Right? 4 values, right? To divide everything by 2, you'll get pi on 8, 5 pi on 8, 9 pi on 8. Okay, enough? Huh? Nah, it's got it. I did before. You're okay with these 4 values? And these 4 values fall within the range, right? Trouble? Do you understand this? Why I got these 4 values? Yeah? Everybody okay with that? Right. Here's the problem, right? Suppose I went to 6 theta or 10 theta. Those are going with values down. So you don't want to have to write all these values down, right? So it must have some kind of formula, right? So there is something called a general solution. It will help you find all the values, right? Online, I hope you all here and every calling kind of hard here. It'll help you find all the values, right? Anybody have questions just before I move on? Now, yeah. You understand? What? General solution? No, general solution is just a formula. So you don't have to keep writing that down. That's like one formula that'll give you all. Right? So general solution just give you one formula for everything. All right? What? Like, really what I have what you get. Write down the general solution for each one there. Right? That symbol on the end is not clear as alpha. Online, over here, just message now, please. I want to make sure they hear. How are you? Chelsea, you're here? There you go with this one. Nice. That is the general solution, right? So I want to show you how to very all right, so I want to show you how to use them, right? All right, how do we use these rules? Let's go right back here and use it, right? Okay, so what you see, I don't want to write all these, well, only have one value here, right? So when you see a general solution for question, it will say write the general solution and then the range don't matter, right? The range doesn't really matter, right? I forgot to specify here that alpha is between 0 and 90, right? Alpha is between 0 and 90. Actually, some people use minus as well. Right, watch this here. How do I find the general solution here? Right, all I have to do here to find the general solution is to find theta. So I know that the formula for cos theta, the formula is this. Right? General solution is theta is equal to 2n pi plus and minus alpha. Right? Alpha is equal to cos inverse that value. Cos inverse root 3 on 2 is pi on 6. And you're done. Right? But watch this here earlier. Right? This is the general solution for cos theta. What do we have here? A half theta, right? So it means that a half theta is equal to 2, whatever you have here is here. So I have a half, so I put in a half here, right? A half theta is equal to 2n pi plus and minus alpha. Alpha is pi on 6. That's okay? Alpha staying as this here, right? Which is, no, alpha cos inverse at this value. Whatever you have there. So half theta is this, so theta multiply everything by 2. So you'll get n pi plus and minus 2 pi on 6, which is pi on 3. Multiply everything by 2. Multiply everything by 2. Right? What you could have also done is plug in n is 0, see what you get. Plug in n is 1, see what you get. Well, remember the answers for this one? Yeah. Right? Yeah. That was number 3. Look back at the answers. Plug in n is 0, and the answer is pi on 3. Plug in n is 1, and you'll get a different value and so on.
I see. You have another one?
Now,
No one.
try this one here. Find the general solution to this. Find the general solution to this. Should be yeah. Yeah. They will say solve and you will see no range, or they will say find general solution. Most times, find general solution. Right? What's the formula for tan? Tan is what? N pi plus alpha. So you have to go and find alpha, right? Alpha is what?
Sine.
No, tan inverse. Right? Alpha is tan. Oh, I didn't write it all. I just, okay, sorry. Alpha is whatever you have here of this. Tan inverse of this or cos inverse or sine inverse. Sorry about that. I see what I did wrong. I'm going to give you one alpha here. Sine inverse key. Right? For cos, we'll write it up. Right? I said the wrong thing. Alpha for cos is alpha for cos is cos inverse t. Alpha for tan will be tan inverse t. Alpha for sine is sine inverse t. Right? Whatever the function is here, that's what you'll use here. All right? Sorry about that. Should have written out, I should have written them for. Right? So going back to number 2, alpha is equal to tan inverse 1, which is pi on 4. All right? And now we just come back here. Therefore, 2 theta is equal to n pi plus pi on 4. Right? And then you can divide everything by 2 to make it look nice. Theta is equal to, actually, not looking so nice. Right? You all want to see how it works?
Yeah.
Right? Well, okay, so go back to the answer for this. And she had 4 answers. So here's how the formula works, right? Okay, about this. Here's how the formula works, right? Put n is 0. That'll give you a first answer. This is 0, right? So you get pi on 8. And that was the first answer. What about when n is 1? N is 1 will be pi on 2 plus pi on 8. Right? That's 5 pi on 8. That's okay? And that was the second answer for this. Yeah? Third answer, put n is 2 and so on and so on. But okay with that? So instead of listing them out, you can use the general formula and work it out.
Or say this was between school and the answer.
Right? So you can work out n is 2 and 3 and thing, right? What do you need? Here it is. Let's take one hard one answer, right? And then we get the self identities. We're when we done the identities. Find the general solution here, right? Minus 2, please. Try that a bit down, right? I don't get it. Oh, yeah, last 2 minutes. Right? So tan inverse one is this, right? I'm moving this on this side. So I'll get a quarter theta is n pi plus pi on 4 plus pi on 3. So that's 1/4 theta is n pi on 4 plus pi on 3 is. And then multiply everything by 4. That's the final answer there. Right? Remember, when you reach here, you still have to make theta the subject. So you move this across and then multiply everything by 4. Right? Right? So that's the way you use general solution. Any questions? Okay, questions? Sure. Really good. All right. So we have to look at identities now, right? Take us 2 minutes, right? And then we start trig identity. Aliyah, you follow Antonia? Yeah. Hey, going, what's it going? All all this here we know already. Yeah. Oh, the green red for the answer. Nice, are you ready? Go and take a look at identity from before. And I'm trig identity. Less than one. All right. So I have three identities. The first three identities that you all have to learn are the identities for cosec theta, sec theta, input one side, and cos theta. Right? Cosec theta is one on sine theta. Sec theta is one on cos theta, and cos theta is one on tan theta. Right? Remember that tan theta is equal to tan theta is equal to sine and cos. So what would cot theta be? What would cot theta be? Huh? The other way. Right? Those are the first four identities that we need to learn. Huh? So there. So yeah, kill it. Kill it. Write down all the identities and kill it. Right, I might stop just now because it's rain over doing it. Right, but those are all the identities that we need to learn. So sorry, the first set of identities that we need to learn. We have plenty more. Right, cosec is one on sine and so on, right? So we're gonna try to work with these five here. Sorry, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 first. And all? It's good. So my next 2 years will give you all the other. We'll give it all in the exam. All right. So how let's see if we can apply these, right? Anybody seeing Gavin? Do you see how they got this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gavin. Now in the how they get up? What they do? Anybody? Yeah. What they do together one? Yeah. It came from the first one. Oh. Wait. Don't turn up money. You get it. Pay things from away. In fact, I want back that. Huh? Yeah. How they get it? How they got this second identity? Huh? Something really easy. Depend what? No. What you're doing to get that? There is something that you have to do to the first one to get the second one. Yeah. Yeah, you have to do something here. Right, very good. You'll see that? So if you divide everything by cost, you will get out. Okay with that?
Yeah.
How you get the next one? Divide by tan. Divide by sine. Square. Right? Divide by sine squared to get the one underneath. And divide by tan, sorry. Cos squared to get the one on top. Alright. Let's start with those now. Let's try two identities. No, I'll give you a proof. Right, prove this, please. Prove that that is equal to that. Not seeing? But you seeing something? Like not seeing something? Try it now. I have all of them, right? Try this, please. Prove that. Oh, it's not showing up. All right, this here, right? It's not showing up. All right. Try that, please. Try that, please. No, that's what's narrow. Right? Prove that 2 cos squared A is equal to cos to the 4 theta. Sorry, I mean theta. Sorry, 2 cos squared theta is equal to cos to the 4 theta minus sine to the 4 theta. Yeah. Plus 1. Really easy.
I don't know.
It's about 3 lines long. Oh yeah, last one there, last one there. Yeah.
See which side do you use?
X is equals no, they have broad science. You need this displacement formula. It's simple, how much? I'll give you a hint, use difference of 2 squares. X equals X on top. Or sine. Right? What to do now? Left hand, the right, the left hand side cos alone, right? What to do now? The left hand side has cos, but the right hand side have sine. What to do? Okay, I can do it. So he said replace the one. Replace the one with sine squared theta plus cos squared. This will cancel and you'll get 2 cos squared theta. Or you can replace sine squared theta with 1 minus cos squared. Anyone could do it. One more. You really kind of eats up because we did one more. Oh, that's right. Got it. Right, one more and we done, right? And then combine everything that we did today. Right, so you can send this here is a Kahoot, right? Right, pretend this is your Kahoot, right? See. No, it's not a triangle.
Circle.
All right, so I want you now to let's try this. So I want you to find the general solution for this quadratic, right? Anybody remember the problem here? What's the problem with this quadratic? It has both cosine, so we need to get sine alone or, but I want general solution for it, right? So you're doing the quadratic like normal, but when you start to solve, give me the general solution. You're gonna get quadratic in. Like a sum of quadratic, you're gonna get two values, huh? Do you think that? Solve it like normal. Ignore this until the end. Solve it like normal. Just like 1 pi. Solve it like normal. And then we add in the general solution part. Last question and we done. Huh? And now the last. The last. Yes. Oh yeah, last question and we done. Oh yeah, last question and we done. Right, and you will get two values, right? Sine theta here and sine theta here. When you reach here, do not solve it. Give me the general solution. Okay? Some more again. All you get is same thing? Solve it fast. How much you got here? Minus 3 and 2.5. This is no solution, right? Right, because sine can never get this small. How many minimum value is -1? Right? So this one here. Right? What's the general solution for sine?
N5 plus minus
And 5
1 plus minus 1 to the N4.
plus minus 1 to the n power alpha. What's alpha?
5 plus 6.
Sine inverse. That's the answer. Done. Nothing else to do. Right? But the problem is you have to learn this, right? You have to learn the general solution. Right? But the problem with trig is that I have 20 more identities to learn. 20, at least 20 more. Right? So you have to learn all those identities and be able to work them. Right, homework, learn all the identities. Look at the summary sheet, learn all, you're gonna produce them all.
Soon, I will do it.
Yeah. Without $100. So it must be about 90%. Huh?